right, man, let's talk heavy. Let's talk heavy, heavy, heavy. It rained, it stopped raining, it's drizzling. So, RIP Hendon Hooker. Look like he done, or is he finished? At the end of the day, I do blame the Lions. TeSlaa hype keep going up. I don't really watch the preseason. I don't watch it at all. It doesn't excite me. Just make sure nobody get injured. But I'll keep my eye on this, and I'm gonna start off with Hooker. When you keep stopping and starting, stopping and starting, stopping and starting, he didn't get a fair shake. Honestly, there were some issues there from the offense. He came from Jice Heupel's offense in college. Would it translate to the National Football League? And right now with Hendon Hooker, it looked like it is not translating to the National Football League. But they kept throwing people in front of him. Oh, stop, start. They never let him play a whole game. I can't remember. Always splitting reps with a Sudfield or Allen. It just, Allen and Sudfield, you know what they can do in this league. I mean, we've seen them. But, Hendon Hooker just didn't get a fair shot. Now, this may open the Lions up to some criticism about their inability to develop a quarterback. This might be, that's the next only real question that Brad Holmes has to answer. Can he draft a quarterback? And, that's one where, for the most part, you had NFL Pro Football Hall of Famer John Elway. He couldn't pick one. I mean, he can, go through the trash can and get Peyton Manning and, but when it came to getting the guy, Osweiler, it was another guy he drafted. I think his name was Paxton Lynch or whatever his name. He was from Memphis. I liked him, and they had a receiver who, he just didn't get a lot of burn in NFL. I forget the guy. I used to like watching him at Memphis. But nonetheless, some guys need consistency. Some guys need to learn by reps and anything. Repetition. They say you have to rep something so many times to be a master of. I forget the exact number, but you have to have this many reps to be a master. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember. Didn't have an extensive college career. He really, I think he got injured, transferred from Virginia Tech. Didn't have an extensive, have really one good year at Tennessee, which now you look at it, from a certain angle, it might have just been the offense that made him look good. But the Lions never gave him an opportunity to rep. In live game, I'm pretty sure in practice it was splitting reps. When you doing something in a new league, reps. Same thing with Anthony Richardson. It's reps. And it doesn't help Richardson trying to be a rapper. I don't really get that. Richardson didn't have a lot of reps in high school, didn't have a lot of reps in college. So would it surprise me if Richardson was one of those late bloomers? No. Once he gets, it's just sometimes life gotta slow down. Sometimes you gotta get spanked on that ass a little bit and have the scare of, you do with a kid. Your kid like to play football. Okay, you ain't playing football to get your grades up. Sometimes you need that kick in the ass. You got some kids that's just gonna do what they gotta do. But you got some kids, most of them, you gotta kick them in their ass, figuratively. So, he just never got the reps, and I just never really thought he got a fair shake. And that's my opinion on it. I just never really thought the homie got a fair shake. And that's my opinion. I just never really thought he got a fair shake. So, we can go there and have these, questions over and over again, but especially at that position, anything you do. Sometimes somebody is just gifted at something that they do, but quarterback, even the people that's very gifted at what they do, they still need reps. You might be gifted, but you'll be better with more practice. you know? And that's just my opinion with it. So unfortunately, you know, they didn't have the patience. They kept throwing people in front of them. My thing is this. You know what you got in Teddy Bridgewater. You know, you want to get Teddy the reps. Teddy, you know what Teddy is. Let the kid rep. But yeah, man. So for Hooker, I just think, honestly, I feel like he got a raw deal. But to go on the TeSlaa, another touchdown today for Isaac. Get a TeSlaa. You know, another touchdown for him. Pretty much not surprised. He's dominating. I don't know where my brush is. He's dominating this level of competition. So can he dominate when the lights come on? You know, versus number one competition. For the most part, like I said, excuse me, a lot of these veterans get off to a slow start. Like a Tim Patrick, you know, especially a guy that's fought so many injuries sometimes. You know, it's hard to really find that sweet spot between rest in the off season and working. Most of that, you know, older guys, they come in good enough shape to pass the conditioning test. And for the most part, then they want to ramp up the work. They want to ramp up the work. You know what I'm saying? They want to ramp up the work down, you know, during training camp. And then the season, some point, you know, when the lights come on, they start balling. But TeSlaa's making a push. I heard Raymond been doing really, really well too as that third guy. But what the Lions really been missing is that bigger receiver. None of their receivers are small. You know, you might think of St. Brown and J-Mo, 5'11", 5'9", 10. No, they're, you know, I think St. Brown is around 6'1", Jameson 6'1", 6'2". So they kind of perfect size for your receiver. But you kind of just want that. I remember Roethlisberger, and I said this before. He liked to have that jump ball type of receiver, you know, and on the outside. And, you know, Jackson Meeks can give you, you know, he about, you know, 6'2", but, you know, really TeSlaa and Tim Patrick give you those big targets in the red zone. And, you know, St. Brown's a great red zone target. And, you know, Sam Laporta is a great red zone target. So, you know, they got a lot of targets, you know, and they receivers, they have to block. And you have also David Montgomery, who's a great target catching the ball. And I don't think people knew how great of a catcher he is of the football, you know. And also, obviously, Josh is is really, really good in the passing game as well, too. So, you know, they're, you know, not surprised, you know, they're a problem. But for the most part, TeSlaa hype is going up. TeSlaa hype is shooting through the roof. I'm not surprised one bit, but hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance and notification, go live, drop video. Peace.